For this American of Martinsville dresser makeover, I will be showing you how to strip a stained and painted finish off of wood furniture. Even though this dresser will be painted, the chipped and worn finish needed to be removed in order to achieve a smooth painted finish later. I did try to sand off the old finish, but it was too thick to sand through, so I chose to strip it. The first step is applying the stripper. I am using Citri Strip and applying a coat with an old paintbrush. This stripper is great because it does not have the harsh chemical smells that others do, and if you apply an even coat, it does a great job at removing old, painted, or stained finishes. Apply the stripper in 1-foot sections and then lay Saran wrap over each section as you go to keep it from drying out. If the stripper dries out, it will not stay active and work to remove the old finish. The next tools you will need are a plastic paint scraper, TSP substitute, steel wool, and a bucket or empty paint can to remove the old finish. Using the plastic stripping tool, start by scraping off the old finish. Make sure not to use a metal one as it can scratch or gouge the wood. It's best to work from the center towards the end of the piece. Then use a container to dispose of the old finish. Also be sure to keep some paper towels handy to clean off the end of the plastic scraper as you go. Don't worry about getting every bit of the old finish off. Once you strip the entire piece, you will go back over it using steel wool and a TSP wash to remove any of the leftover residue. Once all surfaces have been scraped and majority of the stripper is removed, get a bucket of warm, clean water and add some TSP substitute. Use the scrubby abrasive side of a sponge or another item to clean the residue left on the piece. I used a generous amount of the TSP wash and the sponge to get off the leftover paint residue that was still on the dresser after stripping. I had to change my bucket of water in TSP Wash 3 times, once for the right side, left side, and top, in order to maintain clean water that would actually clean and get the residue off of the piece. I switched to using a fine grit of steel wool to continue getting all the rest of the residue off of the dresser. I just used what I had on hand, but a more abrasive steel wool would have been better to get all of that paint residue off. Try using a synthetic steel wool that won't leave behind particles or rust and ruin your finish later on. The top of the piece went all the way down to bare wood after stripping and cleaning it with a TSP wash, but the sides still had a lot of leftover paint residue because it was harder to apply an even finish of the stripper. The great thing is, all of that finish will come off when the piece is sanded and cleaned before it gets primed. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have questions or need any clarification, leave a comment and I will answer it the best I can. You can find more tips, tutorials, DIY projects, and furniture makeovers on my blog, which is linked in the description below.